Hi, Christy here. Today again, I'm in my Akashic records. I opened them a moment ago. And I'm going to jump off with exploring opinions versus facts. Last night, I watched the interview of Heather Cox Richardson with Barack Obama, and he said something to the effect of, we love diverse opinions. It's great to have all kinds of input, but diverse facts is a problem. They're a problem. Yeah, this is such an unusual time where we don't agree what the facts are. Then how can we have a coherent conversation about what it means? So much of our conversations seem to be focused on disagreeing on the facts and not on what we want and what we want the world to look like. So one of the things that's clear when I look in here is, and I've sort of talked about this a little bit before, but how susceptible we are, how fallible we are, how persuadable we are, and that when we find the sources we trust, we can decide we trust them 1,000%, more than our own knowing. For example, someone on Facebook yesterday posted about all the anti-nutrients that are in some plant foods, oxalates, phytates, and so on, and how it's better to eat 100% meat. That is not factually accurate. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's some benefits from eating low carb and keto or whatever, but there's so many micronutrients that are not in meat. So to me, it's not factual. Do you hop in and argue, that's not actually true? Or do you walk on by and go, not my battle to fight? That's a whole other thing. But anyway, sources. Where do we get our information? How do we know whether it's valid or not? How do we know whether it's factual or not? And do we care whether it's factual or not? Just like it's good enough for me, don't really care. And how do we develop trust of our sources that is not blind trust, as in anything you tell me, go jump off a cliff. Okay, that must be good for me. No. How do we use our own discernment and not let our confirmation bias get in the way? And one of the things that's just really loud in here is we do not like to be wrong. We really don't. We really want to be smart, have it together, know what we're talking about, be the expert, be the teacher instead of the student. I think we're all somewhat guilty of that. I mean, I suppose as kids, maybe we're more receptive. But as we get older, we probably get more calcified in our beliefs and our opinions and so on. So always can we get curious as to whether there's something we're missing. I went to a politically related webinar the other day, and in it, the person said, if you can avoid what's going on, if you can hide from it and it's not happening, that's evidence of your privilege. I never thought of it that way. If you're not getting directly impacted by something, well, what a lovely privilege it is to just not have to pay attention. Eye-opening. If I hadn't heard that, I wouldn't have gone looking for it. It just landed in my lap sort of, and it's oh, eye-opening. So being curious, investigating, and I think there's a fair amount of releasing attachment to being right, to, having humility. I think there's a big difference between having humility, I don't know everything, and being humbled, in a way that feels awful. That, you feel put down, you feel less than, but if you've got humility, you're oh yeah, I'm still able to learn. There's still stuff I don't know, and I'm open to learning more. we really start shutting things down when we want to be the experts on everything, or at least certain things. An example is coming up. When I was in graduate school, I worked on creating a thin film gas detector. It was a little microchip. And I would put gas into the chamber. You'd pump out all the gas and you'd turn on the device and you'd bring gas into the chamber. And there was this gigantic response every time I would put gas in there. And it wasn't supposed to, that wasn't what we expected. I had two advisors, chemical engineering and electrical engineering. My electrical engineering advisor was like, oh my God, this is great. We have to publish this. And I was like, I'm not sure we're seeing what we think we're seeing. Long story short, the device has a little heater in it. The gas comes in, and because of the volume of the gas, it cooled the sensor. And so that was the response. It was not how the detector was supposed to work. It's just cooling the device. Oh, okay. Oopsie. I mean, I'm glad I put the brakes on, but it was fascinating and exciting, and also had a cause that upon investigation we could reveal. So this idea that we take things at first glance, not say, is there more to this? Is there something else? Is there a nuance here? Is there, a correlation but not cause and effect? Like, this is sort of the science brain, the logic brain kicking in to say, why is this the way it is? Including, and perhaps especially, things that cause us to feel inflamed, that either make us angry, make us despair, make us somehow feel an intense feeling. I think that's an opportunity to go, what's going on here? Like, what's the motivation? I've been seeing a lot of videos with clickbait titles. So-and-so humiliates so-and-so. Like, if you watch it, it's like, this is no different than, Tuesday, Wednesday. But it's this, oh yeah, let's churn things up. Let's get more eyes on this. Let's get more views, rather than let's be truthful. Let's be responsible, and let's be honest, about what is going on here. So let me just see if there's anything else that, so they're talking a lot about trust. We go off in the world and we find our sources of information, and we're totally wedded to them, and we're very, very committed to them. And you have someone else who's committed to a different perspective. Again, some of this is disputing facts, which is so frustrating. Because facts are facts, right? They're not opinions. They are, anyway. I'm ranting in the records, no less. But this trust gets undermined when both parties are unwilling to take a second look, or frame it differently, or be open to possibilities, or be willing to see the other person as like them. Meaning, I'm getting teary, meaning, like you, just like you, I don't want to be wrong. Just like you, I want to feel confident in what I'm doing and what I'm saying and my choices. Just like you, I want to be safe. Like, there's all these energies of this, which I actually saw someone with a video with this kind of just like you thing, preparing to go to the No Kings Parade. And I'm surprised, our protest. And I am surprised that this came up in the records. It's very interesting. Where we want to focus on how we come together and not get stuck in the fight and the resistance and the polarization, which people in power really want from us. They really do. It benefits them for us to be at each other's throats instead of finding common ground. All right, enough on this for now. I hope you found some of this helpful. Love to hear in the comments below if anything resonated and or if there's anything you'd like me to explore later. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And in the meantime, please, 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 go be brilliant.